you can hear those bells in the background, that's my cat Lemon Bar, and if you can hear another cat that doesn't have bells on, that is Gray. We love them both. Hey, the reason why I am recording myself is because I am going to be watching all of the Jeepers Creepers movies because they recently released a fourth one that's not a fourth one. I think it's a reboot. It came after the three, and I think people wanted a continuation of the original story, and they got this reboot, and this reboot sucked. Or if it's not a reboot and it's kind of connected, it sucked. But either way, I'm going to be watching the three movies that are part of the story, and then I'll be reviewing the fourth one and talking about how bad it is. I'm going to try and write down lore and just things I liked about the few movies, or maybe I might find some things that I don't like in the original movies, and I might end up thinking that a reboot might be good. But I, I'm just hoping that I'm not hoping anything. I just didn't like the fourth movie, and I would like to talk about it. I don't know. I really don't have any nice things to say about it. I really don't want to be a mean person because I'm assuming they all tried really hard to make a decent movie, but it ended up being shit. I just felt really passionate about this, and I love people who do movie reviews and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be a movie review person. I think I just am going to talk because I like to talk. So, with that, let's enjoy, or I guess watch the first Jeepers Creepers. Okay, so I'm at the point in the first movie where they just got ran off the road by the creeper van, and Justin Long's character is considering like going back to check out if the the sheets with blood stains on them, as they said, to see if they are people who are still alive. And that's horror movie 101 is you keep going. Um, but I guess that's the whole point is they need to go check out what's happening. But I will always make that comment. Fucking be smart. Never go back. We're going to keep going. I am at the point in the movie where Justin Long's character finds all of the bodies stuck slash nailed to the ceiling and walls of the creeper's chamber. What the fuck? I just needed to make this comment. I'm at the part of the movie where they just saw all the cats and the lady die. Um, and the creeper's like in the middle of the road and they're trying to hit it and they go forward and then it jumps over their car and then they go backwards and jumps over their car. My initial reaction would have been, oh sweet, it jumped both times. Let's get the fuck out of here. Trish, her immediate reaction was, oh, I gotta bait it to come closer so I can hit it. What, like, why is your thinking that? Like, my initial reaction would have been like, oh, even the first time, I'd be like, oh, it jumped my car. I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, I guess for her, she was like, I'm gonna bait it closer for some reason. But yeah, I had to make that comment about the car. So let's keep going. So I just finished the first Jeepers Creeper movie, and it's not exactly what I remembered, but it was still way better than the fourth fucking movie. It had really good chemistry between all of the characters. Um, the story had a decent flow. There are still a lot of things unanswered. Also, the woman at the very end who had been calling, trying to help Derry and Trish, who said she was a psychic, she said that she was just a crazy old lady at the end because she did not want to be right and she thought she could change it. So it would be interesting to know if that old psychic or older psychic from the first movie was somehow connected to the creeper in a different cycle, because in the later movies we see that there are some people who have psychic connections to the creeper. I don't know if it has to do with his lore, his history, his origin. um it would just be very interesting to know where she came from. At the very end of this movie, we see that the creeper is in a new location. He has a new house of pain, and he has consumed Derry's eyes. Because in the film he had blue eyes slash green eyes for most of the movie, and at the very end, after he eats Derry's eyes, he now has brown eyes. We know that anything it consumes becomes a part of it, um, and all of that. There's nothing truly explained. Only that he's a creeper. He can fly. He's very strong. He can drive. He wears clothes like a man. There's really nothing explained about him. The only explanations we truly do get are going to be more in the second and the third movie. And then the fourth movie completely either accept all of them or disowns most of the lore behind it. So I am going to watch the second movie. Okay. I just need to make fun of this one thing. It's at the point of the movie where it's dark now. So probably between uh, now and when the movie ends, it's probably like 12 hours. Probably cut different times as time goes away. Or maybe it's a little bit earlier. Maybe it's maybe like close to 6 to 8 hours. But it's not more than a day from when this whole movie takes place, except for the part where the boy's taken. But it's nighttime now, and it's when this one football player and a cheerleader are talking. I think they were boyfriend and girlfriend or something. But it's really funny because he's talking about how he only played like 12 minutes in the football game, and that maybe he's like the wrong, like he was like talking about, he's like, oh, coach it is token white boy. And then he's just like, he's like, maybe I don't have the right skin color to like play more or something. And I'm like, there's like 5 black guys on the team. A majority is white players. Only like a few people there are people of color, and it's like maybe like a small handful of cheerleaders. So maybe 3 cheerleaders are people of color, but I haven't seen any focused on any yet. And then the other players are like, it's like a mix of like Caucasian and then people of color. So I mean, we'll see. I'll have to get a count later. But it was pretty funny because he was just like, maybe I am. He's like, maybe I can't play because I am black, and I'm like, wait, what'd you say again? But we'll have to see because maybe it is more brown players than I saw. But from the few I've seen like maybe 5, and that's not a whole team you're playing. So we'll see. These kids just have great, interesting chemistry and all this stuff, and then the one chick has another dream again or a vision again, and then she's like, for 23 after every 23rd spring, it can eat. What does it eat? It eats us. Justin Long's character says that, and all that. And they're like, what the fuck? And then they're like, oh, it eats people. And then it's just perfect on like how like they're all like reacting because they're all like confined like in this bus. But only so many kids are talking because it's kind of great that only some of them have fear, but not all of them are talking. But the ones who are talking are like the ones who are like the football players who are kind of like the stars, or it's the gay guy, or it's the water boy, or it's cheerleaders. Pretty sure if you watch the movie, it's probably not that many kids back on the bus. Because remember, it might be part of the team because some people, like the one kid in the third movie, could have stayed, or they have their cars or their families with them or something. Yeah, they're going back, or not. They're not going back. They're all just there. They keep getting picked off. The creeper fucks with them. So, he kills a couple kids. He steals one kid's head because his eye gets fucked up from something happening. Because oh yeah, they have javelins. That's like another thing. They have javelins on the bus, which I don't know why they have javelins on the bus. They're a football team. I don't know why they have javelins. And they get him like in the head, and then at one point like he crashes in to the bus and uses like his wing to like rip someone's head off, and then he rips off his own head and then eats his head and then becomes his head. It's a pretty good transition of how it becomes his head too. This second movie is just the most superior one, and that's my opinion. I think at one point they finally talk to the family because the family's on the road and they have a radio, and they're like, wait there, we're coming for help. We don't know where you're at exactly, and we don't know where we're at because this road's a very long road, so it'll be a while. And that's when they start freaking out, like, help's coming. They're like, they don't know where they are. Like, they said they could be hours, maybe even days. It scares the shit out of him because at one point, well, when he takes the boy's head, the boy's body, uh, like flails around for like a little bit before it like drops to the ground, and then people are like, "Hey, like game over. Like there's a huge ass hole in the ceiling now. Like we're sitting ducks as it is. We should try to run for a barn down the road, it, and then yeah, like it starts to like want to hit them like one more time. Like they get out, then they want back in, and then they have to run, and then and a bunch of shit, and they're like running down the road, and then the fucking dickhead got his arm impaled by a spear from the creeper's spear, and it was really funny because he really didn't have to run in a certain direction towards this tree, but he did, and it was funny because he moved his arm in a way too. It was just kind of dumb, but fuck him. He sucks. Uh, because he like tries to kick some of the black kids out because they were picked out, and but also he just had like racist tones the whole movie. And then he asked for like their help, and then I think they finally get him out, but like right before like, they get him out, his he gets taken by the creeper like into the night, and they're like looking up like into the night sky, and you're like, anyway, now there's like a bunch of kids like, I, there's like a huge mystery in like what happens because some of the kids could have made it to these other farms. They could have been easily picked off. They were running away from the bus and the monster towards the farm. The next we see is after the monster takes Scotty, is they're all hiding in the bus. Like they all were not told it can track by smell. That's all I have for right now. I am pissed off. They went back to the bus. I love this movie. I retract my previous statement. Only 2 people went back to the bus. So they're done. The tension's getting there. Papa and Jack Jr. Picked up Mixie. I think that's her name. Or Minxie. They just picked her up with the one, like, not Gatling gun, but like a spear gun. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They just got to the Minxie just got to the truck with Jack Jr. and Papa with the spear gun, and I think they're gonna head back to the bus. Like this is the leading towards the final showdown of the movie. We only see like a handful of the kids make it to the end of the movie. Like finally, like the one farmer and his son, they get there. Uh, they impale it like once, and it fucks up like the school bus and a couple other things. Like 3 of the people, I think it's like the journalist, the other athlete, and the cheerleader find the other vehicle they saw on the road that had like the bug on it. It was like the first vehicle we saw in the movie. They find like that car, and they're like, let's get in it. Let's get the fuck out of here. They think they saw the creeper or something, and they're like, let's fucking go. Let's go. And one of them couldn't get the door open, or like the athlete couldn't get the door open, but the keys were already in the car. So like they get it started. They get her going, and then they're going. The creeper's after it. The dudes are after it. Then it's like catching up to him because it's super 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 fast. It's like freaking out because it keeps getting attacked, and it's just pissed off, and now it's just wanting to get him. It's like it's the climax. It's getting there, and then yeah, they're driving, and then the one journalist like kicks the girl out for the plan he's about to do, which is funny because you don't really know how fast they're going. It looks like to be like they're going super fast, but if he's just throwing this girl out of the car, I don't know how hurt she is or if she even got up. But he throws her out of the car, and then he like just decides to slam on the brakes, so the creeper just goes through the window of the car. But then he ends up flipping the car because they're going so fast, and the creeper goes through, and they're all fucked up, and then the car explodes. So we don't know if the journalist survives because the car flips and he explodes, but the athlete gets thrown from the car because he was in the bed of the truck.
So he gets thrown from it, and his legs all busted up, and he probably feels terrible, but his legs busted up. And then the car exploded, and then we kind of see like the creeper is like doing something, and so the dude starts to like try to crawl away, and then we see the creeper, and then he's like trying to, he's like, he does like that one like head thing like where he's like trying to scare people, but it's also like a last like showdown like what he's doing, and then scares them, and then I think he gets hit with the spear gun, and they the by like the by Papa and his son, and they go and get him and surround him, and the dude's kind of like thankful, and he's kind of freaking out, and then the dad Papa is like getting the spear and like stabbing the thing over and over, but it's not really like there's no like, or I think there's like a little bit of blood this time, or he tries to get him in the face and it's a little bit of blood, but his one head thing goes back, and then his face is like starts to get cocooned like around like the spear, and the Papa just pulls it out, and everyone's like, did he kill it? And I forgot her name, but the gal who's been having the visions, uh, she says it isn't dead. Its time ran out. So it just meant like it's 23 days were up, so it's still technically alive, but it's just at a time. And then yeah, it kind of just fades, and we don't hear or see anything like of these like other people. Like I think that's like the interesting part of like the second movie is the truth, just because the third movie jumps in between the first and second movie. The second movie's the real like dot 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 to the whole universe. Like the third one was trying to be like I'm coming for you because it's the future now, but the second one's like the opening to like the dot 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 of the 23 years of the past that we get before the end little piece of the third one, and then our current fourth one slash reboot. I think it's like it leaves open so much of like what happened during that time, and what could have happened, what information could have been uncovered, who could have came up, what they could have actually been writing about, what they could have like explored.
I'm in the middle of, well, kind of in the middle of watching Jeepers Creepers 3. If I have to be honest, they're kind of losing me. They had a lot going on for them for being a different movie in the series because they kind of jumped right after one started. It was very interesting because tension was kind of high. They were introducing things. And I think after the grandma, well, I don't really know. I think after the kids on the dirt bikes were kind of picked off one by one, I think it kind of dropped off for story because they tried to introduce some lore without telling the audience anything. It's really interesting because they really didn't give the grandma any more confidence. She didn't want to say anything. She kind of just kept walking around all of that. I don't know if they were doing that for story, for us to keep wanting to understand more of it, but I think it hurt rather than added to the suspense and mystery. It's just it's very interesting like how they're trying to, I guess, kind of withhold information because that's like the only thing that keeps us intrigued about the monsters, how much we don't know. It's hurting them more than it's helping them. It's really interesting like how this is like it's a good series but it's also a bad series. That's the problem with like a lot of series that try to have a monster that's unexplained but continue to make movies without explaining. One director or producer or writer or whoever will try to make it one way, and then the next movie, if they don't get the same people back with the same momentum, they kind of change course and it kind of messes up with the flow of everything. And I think maybe that's what happened because they waited so long to make the third one, and then by the time they were making the fourth one, they're kind of doing a reboot, and even then, it was garbage. I gotta stop this little rant so we can keep going for so we can keep watching three to get through it so I can talk about the first three movies and then continue to go on, which I kind of already did, but okay, let's keep her going. We are gonna start Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Let's hope this shit doesn't suck. Well, that's gonna suck. I already know it's gonna suck. I already watched it. It's gonna fucking suck. It's terrible. All right, let's just fucking get her going. Oh gosh, even the truck doesn't even like. I know this is a reenactment, but it just looks terrible. There's no way that old school car could accelerate that fast. Okay, it said you're going 50 miles an hour and you made that turn. No way. I don't like it, Ronnie. I don't like it one bit. You just said, let's just go tell the cops. Okay, well, this has to explain, like, kind of like the first movie of you guys need evidence, but you guys don't have to do it. You're saying you have to. Because someone wrote it in the. Turning a blind eye is not an option. You literally just said you're going to call the police. I'm so. This seems so forced. Like, there's no tension. Like, you guys are old, just being like, never turn a blind eye. You're not turning a blind eye. You're going to call the cops and tell them about it. I don't know why you need to go to the house. And he was only like 100 yards behind you. Or, like, right in front of you. Like, why wouldn't he be right behind you again coming back home? What's down the hole? What's down the hole that's making you guys freak out and look disgusted? And now it's on a phone. And now it's he was just a dude watching a YouTube video. So none of it was real. What are you drinking? Chupacabra? She said, didn't they make a movie out of it? Like, Creepy Creeper or something like that? And he said, yeah, 3 of them. Like, so they just acknowledge that those movies are real, or they're kind of just saying, like, oh, the myth is real, and they've made, like, bad movies about it. So they never directly say Jeepers Creepers, those movies. They just say there are 3 movies in this universe. So is it kind of like in the movie Scream, where there's a movie inside the actual movie? Like, I don't remember what that one movie was called, but it's like the spoofs of the spoof movie. Does that make sense? No, it should make sense. Like, because they talk about it. They're like, oh, this is a franchise, even though we, the audience, know that these movies are the franchises, but there's a franchise in that movie that they're making fun of. So, is that what they're doing in this movie? Being like, oh, there's already movies made about it, but it's not the same 3 movies that we have seen. They're just 3 other terrible movies. They're not the best movies, but I love them. Okay, we continue. Okay, she ran out, puked near a tree, and here's one of the creepers' weapons just in that tree that she's puking on. And now we have the first look of like the white crow raven with like the red eyes, and that doesn't get explained either, but we'll see. Okay, now we're at a completely different house than what we saw in the YouTube video. And here's our first view of the creeper. Like, it's not like he's not coming out of like a cave, or he's not coming out of like the ground. We literally just see him crawling out of a building, so we can only assume nothing. We can't assume anything. I get it. Like, if you're gone for 23 years, you're atrophied, all that kind of stuff. But okay, now he's just eating worms out of the ground. You're like way skinnier than what you should be. Okay, and this is how he like dons his costume. Is he doesn't like have it hiding away anywhere. He literally just crawls out of like a barn or literally a brick building, and then looks at a scarecrow, walks up to it, and reaches out for it, and that's how he takes his clothes to assume the persona or whatever of looking like a scarecrow. So, already a stupid cop out. Why do you have to go into the woods to go pee? You didn't have to go run through those woods. You could have just peed right next to your car. You're running like deep into woods for no reason at all. Okay, we literally see one of the creepers' daggers, or it's like a replica that they're selling, or it's the real thing. And we get our first psychic vision, which is weird because usually the psychic vision's involved with the creeper itself, but now it's involved with the person. I know she's involved with a cult, but still. Why would you just literally say, "Hey, congratulations"? Oh, you both don't know yet. Like, how would that not raise questions, and how would nobody like ask, like, what do you mean by that? That's just me though.
Now she just sprinkled some ash over this one voodoo doll for some reason and is now rubbing it in. No idea why the fuck that's happening. Oh, here's your surprise. I want you to cosplay as Harley Quinn. Dude, you wanted to cosplay as a different person? Usually if a girl, like, gets dressed up once, you say thank you. Why is she Freddy Krueger now? You literally just said, hey, we're going to cosplay together, and now you're not even going to cosplay. It's just her. Ooh, that's kind of fucked up. And she changed awfully quick, too. And now she's having another vision because she found out she was pregnant, I think. Hey, I know a bird just hit the window and scared the shit out of you, but we gotta get ready. Why'd you take your cosplay off? Where are your pants at? Okay, the creeper just killed somebody, and they were smart enough to put their car underneath a tarp, but no one, like, investigated the tarp or that area. Okay, he's grabbing his well-known weapons. That's not even a sharp hook. Okay, that dude eating the sword was kind of cool. Okay, now she's back in all of her cosplay. Like, the Coachella of cosplay. No, a cosplay convention is. It's that. This is a horror cosplay, but even then, they're not just as famous horror people, except for that guy who's Beetlejuice. Okay, at least they acknowledge that the one cult dude was like, it has risen, and she's like, doesn't he mean he has risen? So I mean, that's kind of cool that they openly acknowledge that they know it's time that he comes back. Why'd you literally walk out into the middle of the forest to smoke? Oh, you smoking some weed? I get it. Not everyone's gonna appreciate it. But you pulled it from a cigarette thing. Now that's kind of smart. That'd be a pretty good place to hide your joints. Why would he throw you on a hook and then throw ninja stars at you? Like, you're already on the hook. You're about to die. That looks like a good-ass turkey leg, bro. Yo, I love how the bar is just a bunch of red Solo cups and just, like, cans of Bud Light. Like, it's not really like, oh, we have, like, a keg, and here's, like, the tap, or bottles. It's literally just, it literally was just red Solo cups and cans of Bud Light, and a little sign that just said bar. Yeah, babe, throw the ninja star. Okay, I have a question. I know he's just being creepy, and it makes it seem like he knows something, because now he's kind of like being nice to the girl of being like, hey, now you should throw some, even though he just told the dude, hey, use the ninja stars. He's like, hey, you should use the creeper style ninja stars, but I mean, that could just be good business, or he's just being nice to her, but it just seems a little too convenient that now he's like, you know what, you should try it. Dun dun dun. But that's just me. She keeps getting like these visions about something that hasn't happened yet, while in the other movies they've just been visions about like the creeper or things that are about to happen. She's having like premonition visions, not like visions to give information. She's having like things that haven't happened yet. Okay, the Barnabas house. Yo, why is this one hostess whatever lady, why is she like I fucking the one boyfriend? Like right in front of like the girl too. It's very funny because I know they try to have that connection, but it's like the first thing I'm actually believing like in this movie is that she's like, oh, okay, I'm trying to get some chocolate, okay. I'm surprised no one heard his scream as if they're all like within the same cemetery, which can't be that big. He's like 50 yards away. You're telling me you didn't hear him die? Yeah, bro, propose to her now in the fucking cemetery right after you guys just had a fight. Oh, shit! I think, okay, of like most of the movie, and I talk a lot of shit about it, that was probably like the only time I was okay with someone being like taken randomly. But either way, like, he comes just swooping in. Like, for no reason, because usually, like, he picks his victims off of fear. So, is he just hungry right now? Or does he, like, know about the ritual thing? Like, why is he killing certain people and not killing certain people? And all that. Maybe something got him. Yo, dude, hold on, I gotta pause again. This dude was, like, running, like, in Get Out. Like, he was just running forward.
And now he's just yelling out Lane. He didn't even try to follow like where like she was taken, like and flew off to. He just started running back towards everyone. Was like Lane, Lane. Fuck this dude. We have to go call the police. Call the fucking police, dude. What do you? What? Hold on. What was your thought process? Like, call the police, but you're looking for her, and then you look towards the house, even though you're running away from the house. Like, I'm confused. I'm thoroughly confused on on. I know you want to find your girlfriend, but you should explain to people what's happening so they can understand. That's the problem with these certain movies is they don't want to give all the information to other people. If you don't think they'll believe you, you don't even believe what you just saw. So what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're telling them to call the police, but you're not wanting to explain anything. I don't know. Those ropes do not look that tight. Okay, the three people in the cloaks just said they're all yours now. So they're working with the creeper, which is weird because the creeper is a monster and doesn't work with people. So I don't know how that works, and they never explain it. What the fuck? Hold on, dude. You literally just said, I gotta go find Lane. You started walking away, and then he was like, and then the redneck points the gun at the producer, and then so you hop in front of the gun, which is never a good idea, and then you turn to the one producer and you start whispering, we gotta work together as a team. I know you don't want to, but we gotta work together as a team. I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of don't. Let's keep going. Hold on, guys. We're a team, but I gotta go find my girlfriend. Okay, so it's the previous friend from earlier, and like their jaw and part of their throat is ripped out, or their head's ripped open. So the creeper isn't eating people. Like, I'm so confused. He ate worms, but everyone else he hasn't eaten. He's only just killed them. Okay, you just found out the creeper's real, and now you're just gonna beat him with wood. It's not a soundproof dungeon. Her yelling out help would be able to be heard from anywhere. But who knows, maybe this is a magical house. Who knows? Oh, how convenient. Some of his ninja stars that she knows how to throw. Why does the creeper have a large sledgehammer? That's never explained to, and he never uses it again. Where's Lane? Hey, girl, you just said it's coming, but did you see my girlfriend? Where's my girlfriend at? Did you see my girlfriend? Do you know where she's at? Okay, so they couldn't hear him roar. They couldn't hear all of the crows and ravens like making their calls, and they couldn't hear the girlfriend screaming, "Help me! Where's my boyfriend?" Basically, but this old school ass uh, record player bla- it's just blasting throughout the house. That's what we're gonna focus on. Okay, and their idea is just to hide into another room. And it seems to be like a three story house, depending on where he's at. If he's on the second or third floor, it's a pretty loud speaker. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like this movie at all. Everyone kind of sucks. The only people I've low-key kind of been enjoying, this movie sucks, and I haven't been like the biggest fan of it. As time goes on, the only people I'm really appreciating are like kind of the redneck, but not really. But it's mainly the host. Like, she has like the only like true emotion. She's freaking out like the right amount of bit. Like, she seems like a very real character. So she's the only person I'm like feeling for, even though I know she dies like in a little bit. So that sucks. But yeah, she's like the only one who's consistent, like keeps me in the loop. Everyone else fucking sucks. My girlfriend came out of the my girlfriend came out of the ceiling. Stop yelling at me, dude. He's just yelling at these people. Like, I know it's a dire situation, but yelling's not always the answer. See, at least like they made like a 911 call. First you ran up the stairs, now you're running back down the stairs. I don't know where you guys think you're going or what you're trying to do, but it's not working. It's old and decrepit and it stinks of death. Oh shit! Okay, never mind. The hammer gets used and he just fucking throws a sledgehammer and it just crushes the one hostess's head in. Two things. One, this dude who got his foot caught in a bear trap, he's running around like normal.
It's okay. I know adrenaline's probably going and he's forgetting the pain, but it's whatever. Second, now they're in the shrine room, and this is what pisses me off because people acknowledge it now. So they're looking at it, they're looking at all like the voodoo dolls, like with pins or stuff in it. We see like the old lady, and I'm assuming that's like the old lady who had the cats in the first movie. Then we also see a voodoo doll for Derry. They're acknowledging that Derry was a person like in this universe. So when they talk about like them making like three movies from before, it has to be like in Scream of in the first movie all of the events had to happen. Then the movies got made because it became a real life story. So maybe what's happening is that the first movie that we know that has Justin Long in it, who plays Derry, maybe that movie was based off of something that happened in real life, or maybe that like the three movies that we know are what happened in real life, and the other movies that they're talking about are just the movies that are based off of those events that happened. So maybe this fourth movie actually is in the same universe as the other movies. Why would you look through the tiny hole? You literally just saw him throw a sledgehammer like it was nothing into someone's skull. And he's gonna show up in like 3, 2, yep, there he is. Why would you look through the hole again? Why does he keep putting on records? And now you're eating her brain. I'm really confused on what your diet's supposed to be now. See, there's a voodoo doll for Derry's character. So are they actual people in the universe? They have to be. But why would they be sacrifices and pinpointed when the creeper has all the control? Or does he not? Okay, then there was a hat from like a sheriff. So was it the one sheriff that died in the third movie? Louisiana missing couple case has local authority baffled. The search continues. Okay, so the people in the beginning of the movie, they were real too? Or is this a different couple? Because it looks like the exact same couple we're seeing in the beginning. Because the redneck is holding a newspaper and it's saying Louisiana missing couple case has local authorities baffled. The search continues. And it looks like literally the old man, the old woman from the beginning of this movie, but I'm very confused. Okay, so the third movie must be involved because right now they're showing like the same emblems that the one creeper watch team from the third movie were wearing. Like it has those symbols too. So I don't know. I really don't know anymore. What the fuck? That producer's dead. Yo, did he just stab it in the dick? Oh, now he's upset his record got broken? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. He was like, okay, I was gonna kill you for sport now, but now it's personal because you fucked up my record player. He probably saw them coming down the stairs, but chose to ignore him. Okay, now the girl's trying to bait the creeper to go out the house because obviously it has his baby or her baby or whatever. He doesn't hear the people sneaking away. He's just being baited right now by this girl. You're just exposing your wound to him. Oh, now you're exposing yourself to him. I'm confused, bro. Get her up by the throat. Boom, she's dead! Like, just kill her right then and there. I don't know if he needs her dead or alive, though. I'm just confused about this whole thing. And they found a way to get to the roof. They never showed how they could figure that out. But whatever. Ah, you stabbed it in the ears. It's exposing its head thing because it's showing fear, trying to scare her. Something. Up, you got him in the eye. Up, you got him in the other eye. You're a professional Jeeper Creeper Ninja Star thrower, girl. Oh, and his eyes are gone. Okay, now he's just blindly swinging. Okay, I gotta stop. She said now, and for some reason, the creeper did a full 180 and just looked up perfectly at where he was probably gonna die. Even though He got stabbed in the ear, and his eyes are gone, but he knew exactly where to look and turn. Coincidence? I think not. The birds! The birds are coming! Well, that redneck died. He fell off the roof. There you go, fella. Go back in the house. And the birds ate the creeper. It's daybreak, and coincidentally, the police are now just showing up. Wow, they all start pointing the guns at the black guy. They're like, what'd you do? Oh, never mind. They're putting their guns away. Probably because they see that they're bloody and fucked up. And now her eyes gloss over black. And I'm confused. Like, what does that mean now? Does that mean she's finally, like, pregnant with, like, the creeper's baby? Or is she, like, a demon? Or... And now the birds are spitting the creeper back up, and now he's alive, and he screams, and that's it. That's the end of the fucking movie. We have so many questions right before the end of the movie. And that's it. That's literally it. There's no end credit thing. It's literally just, you see the creeper quote unquote die, he gets eaten by the birds, and then... That's it. Like, literally, that's it. That's it. They had a couple good parts. Like I said, they had a couple good parts. The most convincing person probably of the whole thing was, I think her name was Carrie. She was the personality of, like, the video that they were trying to shoot or whatever. She was probably the best person because she played her part well. She acted very well. All of her emotions seemed right. Her questions seemed right. Like, she was the only person who seemed convincing. Everyone else, eh. Like, I don't know. So yeah, that was Jeepers Creepers Reborn. More questions than answers for this movie. Yeah. If I had to score it, like a 4 out of 10. Like, it sucked. Didn't suck that bad, but sucked enough to where I hated it.
What are the voodoo dolls for the people? Like, Derry's there, and at least the old lady, the Catwoman from that movie, was there. The psychic. How, in any of the movies, where do they get their powers from? Like, who are they getting their powers from? Because the one lady was a psychic, and she helped on previous cases before. Was she a psychic already? And then she was connected? Why do they use premonitions? I know it's a fun connection, but why is that, like, a huge thing? Why did they want it in the first place? That should be it too. If not involved with the universe, why did the writers write it that way? Okay, another question. Why did he have one house? It was on a road. Like, it was right in front of a road. How do people not pass that house and go, Then we're going to go with his vehicle. Where did he first get the vehicle? Because it doesn't look like it's completely outdated. If this creature is over a couple hundred years old, there's no way he has access to cars. Or he didn't always have access to cars. So is that why he had the wings? And then, even then, he had the wings and he could fly. What made him get a car? Is it to blend in? What made him get a car? Did he kill a person or eat part of a person who knew how to drive a car, then he learned how to drive? The second movie, why is that one chick, she had to come close to get those premonitions? I know it's a school in Louisiana, but where specifically did it have to be Louisiana, and why not any other bigger state with other weird things?
If you made it this far, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.